When we praise the international media for highlighting African achievements without comparison to anyone else, in the name of supporting our inclusion, we are actually supporting our exclusion. Because attention on Africa is segregated and the impact of our people is diluted. We are displayed to the world as the people over there who are doing stuff in their own little group. Look at them achieving things between each other, away from us. Nigerian success is not the money that we have or spend, but the wealth that our people generate compared to everyone else. And the foreigners who try to convince us that we are incapable don't dare to compare themselves against us properly. The USA's Forbes list declares that Aliko Dangote is the richest person in Africa as of their 2025 ranking that was published in April 2025. But this is how Mr. Dangote should actually be compared against everyone else. Forbes have declared Aliko Dangote to be the 83rd richest person in the world in 2025. Mr. Dangote was worth $8.3 billion in 2020. He is worth $23.9 billion as of the 1st of April 2025, the 83rd richest person in the world. For the 10 years before then, reductions in Mr. Dangote's wealth amounted to $9.8 billion. He spent a lot of that money building the world's largest single-column oil refinery.
Out of the crude distillation tower comes unfinished products as light gases, naphtha, kerosene, light diesel, and heavy diesel, as well as atmospheric residue.
Mr. Dangote's performance has regularly improved every year since the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, maintaining an average wealth improvement of 26% a year. And in the 3 years before the recent devaluation of the Naira in 2024, he outperformed over 75% of the UK and USA's billionaires and 4 of the top 10 richest people in the world in 2023, according to Forbes. Forbes segments their annual ranking into sub-comparisons of each of the most influential countries in the world by region of the world. But for Africa, instead of segmenting the comparison by country, they put every country in Africa together. One narrative to excuse this is to say, this is because the average dollar value of wealth production in Africa is too low to provide a worthwhile comparison against other countries. All that, according to Forbes, the number of billionaires in African countries is very low compared to other regions of the world and is therefore probably not worth considering from an individual country perspective. Narratives like this imply that countries within our continent are too poor to be worth anyone's notice. Additionally, organizations like Forbes mendaciously promote oversimplification of what constitutes praiseworthy performance. Performance is not just a matter of the total value achieved, which they like measuring in their own currency, US dollars, but also a matter of the percentage improvement, a metric which Forbes does not display and analyze for its readers. But highlighting the regional successes of people in African countries in comparison to the countries of their regions and presenting less simplified performance metrics would reveal that many African business people are outperforming people from other places. Segregating our nations and categorizing us together under the excuse of Most of these places are not very rich. So it would make them look bad if we compared these places accurately with our countries. Enables success from them, the African countries, to be hidden from the rest of the world. When everything supposedly bad in African countries is located precisely, and Nigeria is branded as criminal, yet the success of individuals is branded as coming from a place called Africa. And Aliko Dangote's achievements are not from a country named Nigeria. Nigerians will then lose confidence when comparing ourselves against other countries. Foreign sources of capital, organizations, and industries want people to associate success at life with their places, their countries. So they fund the foreign media and direct it to never show off a black person because of a specific African place, a country. Aliko Dangote must not be lauded as a Nigerian success, but only as a successful person from Africa. Declaring his success as coming from Nigeria is a refutation of the branding of Nigeria as criminal. Successful Africans being associated with their own country will inevitably make people associate success with that country. And for the entities that fund the foreign media, this must not happen, because this ruins the narrative that they have carefully invested in for decades. The narrative that African countries, the ones they name for you, are only associated with criminality, failure, and incapability. They cannot have a country that is not theirs associated with an individual's success. If Nigerian success in Nigeria, from Nigeria, is praised, then Nigeria cannot be a bad investment. They want everyone to be naive and ignorant, to always encourage people to invest money with and through them. African success is helpfully made hard to locate, to support, to be part of, to invest in. African failures, real or imagined, are easily locatable in their media output. The failed state of Somalia, the bad infrastructure of the Democratic Republic of Congo, the criminality of Nigeria. Segregating African achievements will also focus our attention on competing with each other and not with them. Every time they create a list of Africa's best, we are being given a fake recognition of our worth. And when we celebrate the creation of that list, it distracts us as we start measuring where we are on that list. Every time you repeat their framing by saying, "We are the best in Africa," you are letting them denigrate you as not significant and helping them hide your achievements. Every time you repeat their framing, their message, every time you pay attention to the idea of a foreign-backed Africa's best whatever, you ensure that we don't measure ourselves against non-Africans. We will not notice that Africans being categorized into a distinct and separate group creates a false framing, a framing that our people's achievements should not be judged as equivalent to the achievements of people outside of our continent. When we accept the measuring rod of comparison against only our cousins, we will lose the ability to accurately compare ourselves against outsiders, because the only comparison against outsiders we will have left is the one that they have presented us with, one where we don't measure up to them, because they say that that is the truth. When we don't repeat the facts, in the way that they say it. And instead, we frame the narrative properly. So we all use the same measuring rod. We may end up being measured as less, as more, or as equivalent. But because the measurement now has the same basis, the same measuring rod, we can also all now be assessed against something meaningful. Change. Who is getting better or worse? Who is moving up or down the ranking scale? And for the Forbes list, whose wealth is growing and whose is now stagnating? The Forbes Billionaires list and other foreign media ranking publications like it are all about comparing and identifying sources from specific countries. Forbes list Nigeria can never happen. As long as the people and organizations who could choose to fund it want and need to exploit Nigeria to maintain their bank balance and standard of living relative to everyone else. Unfortunately, Nigerians keep trying to refute this narrative by lauding and praising the success of Nigerians who are now living in foreign countries. This will associate those people's success with that foreign country and not Nigeria. To prevent our people being thought badly of because they come from this supposedly criminal country of Nigeria, we Nigerians must always attribute our people's success to Nigeria, our country, first. This Nigerian abroad was only successful because of what Nigeria taught them. Even more important is to praise and highlight the success of Nigerians in Nigeria first. Nigeria is a place of successful people. If you want to declare Nigerians as the most successful people in the world, then you must declare that to see, discover, and learn from the most successful people in the world, you have to go to the source, Nigeria, the country. If you want to refute the criminal branding of Nigeria, Nigerian success must be attributed to and associated with the country of Nigeria. You must declare to others that your history and legacy of achievement comes from and out of the place named Nigeria. And if someone wants to experience and be part of real success, they must go to a real place, Nigeria. And you never accept someone lauding you as African without praising you as a Nigerian first. Because that is where your success comes from.